And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, a real estate and finance expert, and goes to bat for you every day as your consumer advocate. Your host, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth. Center around your real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, business funding, and so much more. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, I want you to pull out your smartphone, save our consumer advocate hotline number in your phone. It's 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-917-1894. And we want you to bookmark realestateradiotampa.com. That's our website, blog site, a plethora of information available for you at realestateradiotampa.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, again, over 80 show partners, all dedicated to helping you win as a consumer advocate and make you more street smart, help you avoid all that commission-based advice that's so prevalent in our communities these days. And we don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We want to help you win. This segment is brought to you by my massage therapist here, Micheal Vogt, Back in Health Massage, helping people with neck, back, shoulder, hip, and leg pain feel better, located at 3750 Gun Highway in Tampa. And he's voted top 10 massage services in Tampa Bay by the readers of the Tampa Bay Business Journal's Best in the Biz Awards. Big shout out to Micheal Vogt, expert massage therapist here. And also the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Giving a shout out to the Maids, 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Big shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. And we're live from iHeartRadio here, beautiful South Tampa. I got a weekend show as well on 102.5 The Bone. Weekdays, 7 p.m. right here on 1250 Wins. And let's go around the horn now, make our introductions. Back in studio, Keyur, Synergistic Funding. Welcome back in, sir.
Thanks for having us, Brendan. How are you?
Hey, excellent. Things are great.
Things are good on our end, too. Just doing a lot of consolidations and helping business owners free up cash flow, and that's what I love to do. So.
Love it, man. Cash is king. It's all about cash in the small business world, right?
Absolutely.
And in studio as well, Mr. Jerry Britt. He's representing a couple different companies. Seal Master. He's a real estate investor as well. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I own two companies, and I tell you, it's easy to run two companies when everything runs great. But when it doesn't, it can bog you down a little bit. And one of the things is matching up with the right partners. And Keyur, in fact, is one of those partners. He was, we were looking for some funding, and when you find the right funding partner, it can really make a difference in your business.
I love it. Yeah, so a client testimonial here today on the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Yeah, very, very powerful there. Thanks for coming in. As well as Mike Banner, reverse mortgage specialist here with the Real Estate Quarterback Show, longtime partner and friend of the program. Welcome back in.
Always love being here, and as usual, I'm here to tell the truth about reverse mortgages.
You can't handle the truth.
That's true. The world can't handle the truth about reverse mortgages, but later in the segment, I'm going to be showing you an article. I've never brought anything into the studio to show anybody.
Yep.
And this is Mr. Robert Merton, a Nobel Prize-winning economist.
Nice.
Who says reverse mortgages can solve the global retirement income crisis.
Love it. Love it.
Love it. We'll talk about that later. Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks for bringing that in today. Hot property feature of the segment here is 18003 Cozumel Isle Drive. And this is located in Corey Lake Isles, 5 bedrooms, 4 bath. Beautiful Corey Lake Isle property. It's got an infinity edge pool, hotel design inspirations throughout, modern chic, clean lines. Very interesting property here. Over 3,700 square feet heated, listed at $1.199 million. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And let's go ahead and jump into this content. Let's shift gears. Let's talk to Keyur here now. So, Keyur, we're talking about small business funding, ways that these businesses, typical your traditional banks on the corner, drive right past them, guys. Don't stop in there. Those are the guys that took the bailout money. Those are the guys that gave their CEOs the golden parachutes, took our taxpayer money, drive right past them. Give my friends over at Synergistic Funding a call. So.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. I mean, what we always say is in our quick 10-second elevator pitches, if your bank says no, we look to find ways to say yes.
Right.
And it can't be further from the truth because 90% of our deal flow comes from bank turn down. So
Right.
when they they only want to lend to the folks that don't need the money.
Yep.
But when there's hard working folks in our community that have blood, sweat, and tears in their business, and they just need a little bit of an edge to get things going right in the right manner, or to move in a higher growth trajectory. It's just tough, and there's a lot of marketing out there to pump dollars into their business, but it's not the right structure, and that's kind of where we come in. We get it if we don't get them initially, we end up getting them when things are a little rough, and we have to kind of clean it up a little bit.
Right,
so.
yeah, small business funding, the small business is the heartbeat of America.
Absolutely.
They talk about small business funding. You got these corporate giants out there, but we were talking about local lenders here that can help you with alternative funding. If your business needs cash flow, if you're looking to maybe acquire a new type of a property, I mean, there's different things that you use your business for. Maybe talk about those types of different products that you have.
Sure. So we basically say we have 22 different products. You think if it's property related, how can you have 22 different products in general within business funding? But believe it or not, they're out there. It depends on what type of collateral are we using, when structuring a deal. Obviously, if there's hard assets, that's the easiest way to collateralize and give an offering. But in other cases, it's, what's the cash flow of the business? What are the assets of the business? What's the equipment? There's other ways that we can leverage and create facilities for these business owners.
Right.
So we just look at the holistic picture, and based on what their circumstance dictate now, try to figure out what's the right solution for them, and in many cases try to give them as many options as possible and let them have the power to choose what they feel is best for their business.
That's right. If you just joined us, you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. We're talking with Keyur. He's a business funding specialist here with Synergistic Funding, helping small businesses. And so, it's so important these days because people sometimes get relegated to the same thought process. They kind of fall into this line of thinking, but it's important to note that, if you reach out and you get different perspective, there's power in perspective from different people. And that's where you have a great team over there. You're going to be able to sit down with these business owners. And we've got to give a shout out as well, since we're on the business topic, to James Lascano, business broker partner on the show. We talk a lot about how, as a business owner, it's so important for you to value your business. And as you're going through the process, in order to value their business, is to get documentation in place.
Absolutely.
Maybe talk about the importance of record keeping.
Yeah, I mean, so many times we see, and I think one of the shows I mentioned with James on there is that when we're digging through the financials, you'll see the bank statements, and so much of that money is being used to service personal expenditures. Right. Whereas if they could just transfer that money out into their own personal and do whatever they want with it, it doesn't bode well for us when we're underwriting and positioning deals to the lenders, because they see these patterns. This guy's spending $150 at Burger King and KFC. Well, first of all, you shouldn't be eating that stuff anyway. But beyond that, it's the management of the money. So if you're coming to us and asking for $100,000 or $500,000, whatever the number is, if we're digging through and we see these these sore thumb looking items, we have to do, it's not much we can do if the bank statements dictate a certain thing. So, you have to separate these things. I mean, whether you're trying to sell and or whatever your goals are, you just have to be able to be more cognizant of what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about record keeping, documentation, having the strategies and systems in place, especially for those solopreneurs, those business owners that, they work so hard in their business, and it gets to the end of the line where they start thinking about retirement, 55, 60 plus, age range, and they start thinking about it like, wow, man, I haven't been doing this. I haven't been meeting with my accounting partner, as often as I should. I haven't been, doing those types of processes, and it can come back to bite you in multiple ways. Whether you want to obtain financing, whether you're looking for a buyer that you're going to be courting to sell your property or your business to.
Yep. In many cases, they business owners, and rightfully so, they want to take advantage of the tax advantages by showing less now. But when they look at the exit strategy, well, that's when it kind of bites them in the butt, because they've been showing certain sales, even though there might have been a better, the truth behind it might be better, but the position you're showing or the playbook that you're providing here is it's open, and we can only go off of what you show.
That's right. Yeah, I love the football analogy there, the metaphor. It's a game plan. Sometimes you want to call an audible. You want to mix things up. You got to change up the game plan. and develop that strategy. It's all about going into and each business has a life cycle. You've got the infant, the toddler, the young adult, the mature adult. You've got that whole life cycle. So that's something that whenever you reach out to Keyur over at Synergistic Funding and his team, Nassim and Naeem, the guys over there, they're basically business consultants that you're going to go sit down with. So you're going to walk out there with some knowledge either way, and then it's an opportunity for you to look at the alternative business funding that you might want as well. So don't touch that dial. When we come back, we're going to talk about some interesting things happening here in Tampa Bay. We've got Google's fiber plan for high-speed internet service in Tampa on hold. We're going to talk about that story as well. Our other expert contributors here in studio, we're going to talk with Jerry Britt of Sealmaster and 365 Property Partners, as well as Mike Banner, reverse mortgage specialist here and partner on the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. RealEstateRadioTampa.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times, recognized for innovations with marketing, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. And we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio. Beautiful South Tampa, Florida. Big shout out to Mike Lisenko. Michael Lisenko, he's our safe money coach, helping you protect your investments. He's a fiduciary and can help you with your retirement plan. Big shout out to Michael Lisenko, safe money coach, located on 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue, and a longtime partner and friend of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, as well as Advanta IRA. Giving a shout out to Scott Maurer with Advanta IRA. They can help you buy alternative type investments into your IRA and take advantage of some of the benefits there. taxable benefits, tax deferment, those types of things with an IRA, buying real estate in your IRA. So we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio, beautiful South Tampa, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's your most important hour on the radio every week, weekdays, Monday through Friday. Weekend show on 102.5 The Bone. And got a hot property here for Pinellas County Property of the Month. It's 13235 Gulf Boulevard, unit number 409 in Madeira Beach. Now, we've heard Tampa Bay being ranked tops in its class in many different areas. One of the best, is, in my opinion, is the best place to have a staycation. Where you want to go besides vacation and the beaches, right? So Madeira Beach, we've got a $239,000 opportunity here for a condo-tel. I mean, 2-bedroom, 2-bath property literally right across the street, and you put your toes into the sand of Tampa Bay. Right, all right. So let's go ahead and just go back to Keyur here. So Synergistic Funding, alternative business. I love what you did today. You brought in Jerry. Jerry's representing Sealmaster Company, pavement products and equipment. We're going to hear more about that. But, I love that. So he was a client. And who better to tell your story than a client that you're happy that's happy?
Absolutely, and I wouldn't bring in the majority of the clients we deal with on a regular basis would not be who I would invite. But I can't say enough about Jerry as just an overall business owner, but more as a Tampa Bay resident. I think he's got a unique business that is doing fantastic, and he's got another business as well, which coincides with real estate. Initially, when we met, we were presented with the real estate scenario first, and then we got to talking a little bit more, and then we uncovered the manufacturing business that he's in. Needed a little bit of restructuring, and I don't want to give too much information, but I'd rather have him share a little bit on it. But I think he's an awesome business owner, and I'm delighted that we could bring him on the show.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Keyur. And yeah, it was Keyur mentioned earlier that he often finds people because they were rejected by banks. Well, I was sort of rejected by a bank. I wasn't asking a bank for anything, but banks were calling on me because I've got a business. I got brick and mortar, and banks call on you and try to get your business. But I don't fit the bank mold, and most small business owners don't.
Right.
Exactly. If you have tried to get money from the bank, but I did have a bank come talk to me. What are you looking for? I explained a couple of things I was looking for, and at the very moment, I was looking to refinance a rental home. I had bought a house that needed work, bought it with private money. In fact, I borrow private money from a guy who has his money with Advent IRA.
Oh, cool.
And uses that money and lends it to me redeveloping houses. Well, I redeveloped this one, and it was ready to sell, and decided not to sell it, decided to hold on to it as a rental property. It's up in Seminole Heights.
Nice.
But I can't afford a rental property at private money interest rates.
There you go.
Private money works because it's quick, and a lot of things work about it, but at that point I need some kind of a more traditional financing.
Sure.
So I was talking to different people, and somebody rejected me on that house for a particular reason, and they introduced me to Keyur. So I called over there, and what I really liked about Synergistic Funding is I called and asked for Keyur, and he wasn't there. But instead of saying, let me have him get back to you, she asked me why I was calling.
Yeah.
And answered a few questions, put me on the phone with name, and we took care of the first call on the first call.
Nice.
It wasn't a phone tag game before we got somewhere. So when I first spoke to Keyur, he already had a big picture what I was looking for. And as he got to know me and the whole thing I was looking for, he ended up not funding that house that I kept as a rental property, but got talking about my other business, the Sealmaster business, which we manufacture asphalt sealer for parking lots, roads, tennis courts, running tracks. If it's an outdoor surface that needs maintained, we make a product for it. And
Nice.
if you've ever seen a parking lot that's all gray and dingy and you drive by it next week and it's black, there's a 30% chance my product is what's on it. Because I got about a 30% of the market share in the state of Florida.
Very cool.
And that was the business that I was also looking for a line of credit for, but not, I wasn't actively chasing it at the moment. But as Keyur and I got to talk and got to find out, he found out what I needed and what I was doing, then he brought me in an offer that included I guess I can say an amount, is a $500,000 line of credit.
Yeah, nice. That's great.
And it's actually, I'm approved up to $1 million just based on a borrowing base, but I didn't want to borrow more than I needed and pay interest on money I don't need, of course.
Good point.
But I wanted to take the amount that was smart, and it has dramatically increased my cash flow.
Right.
So it was, partnering with Synergistic Funding was just wonderful for what it's done for my cash flow on a regular basis. Now, the interesting thing, that's a business that pretty much runs by itself. My active role at Sealmaster is I'm a salesman. I got 3 other salesmen, but I'm a salesman too. And I've got I do everything about cash management.
Right.
I sign all the checks, and I decide if we can't pay everybody this week, I decide who we are paying and who we aren't paying. But on a regular basis, I've got that business running. I bought it a little while back. You'll love this. I bought it in 2007.
Nice.
That's a great time to buy a business.
Yeah.
But somebody said, don't you wish you would have waited a couple of years, could have bought it for less? And the fact is, I probably could have bought it for less in 2009, but I don't know that I could have got it financed.
And somebody else may have bought it. That's the
yeah,
thing.
it wouldn't have been available. Yeah, so the opportunity, it is what it is. I had it. I've been there almost 10 years now, and that business running pretty automatic. I say we make sealer, but we is a pretty broad term because it's been a couple of years since I've been out on the mixer over the hot ingredients making sealer. I do know how to, but I got a staff that does that. 80% of what we sell, we deliver by the semi-truckload to our customers. So. Yep. And what we do that sets us apart from our competition is we are actively calling on people who own property.
Yep.
Apartment complexes, grocery stores, anybody that's got an asphalt parking lot, and getting them to spec our product when they need it in the future. They may not need it right now. And that's one thing they like about us. We come in and say, you don't need our service right now, but you will one day. And when you do, here's
at
what
least
you
give
need.
us a time at bat.
Yeah,
give us a time at the plate.
Yeah, and they bring us to the plate, and we will analyze what needs done, but we don't put the material down. We have contractors that do that, so we're out there recommending 1, 2, 10, however many bids they want to help them find the right part. And there's been times when I've come into a job, and the recommendation is that they've got to tear this out and repave it. Yeah. And they always listen to me in that case because I'm not selling anything when that happens.
Right.
I'm actually telling them not to buy my product because the right solution is somebody else's product.
Yeah, you're an advisor at that point.
Boy, that makes you an expert and an advisor. And the next time they need your product, they're sure going to call you.
Yeah, that's great. Couple takeaways here. If you just joined us, you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, talking with Jerry Britt of Sealmaster. And a couple takeaways is, number one, kudos to Synergistic Funding for, having the foresight to say, hey, what is your question? How can we help you? How can we move you closer to a happy transaction? And whereas a lot of companies, it's like, oh yeah, we'll drop you a voicemail, maybe we get a call back, maybe don't. And I learned that lesson in the mortgage industry back when it was gangbusters, and back in the day, 04, 05, I guess, and it was if I didn't answer the phone, I knew they'd just call a competitor. Yeah. So that's a good takeaway right there. Kudos to Synergistic Funding. And then secondly, that's a great story there, Jerry, because as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner myself, I own multiple businesses, and it's all about making yourself turn into a quitter. Right. At one point, you're taking out the trash. At another point, you're over the hot material, like you mentioned, and now you've turned yourself into a quitter at that specific task. So now you're moving into higher parts of the organization.
You bet. And as I quit at that task, my transition was, what else am I going to do? Because I'm not going to sit around and do nothing. And that's how I got into real estate investing. I decided to take a look at that, and I've rehabbed a dozen properties, and currently I have 4 properties in Seminole Heights where I bought a termite-infested house, tore it down, we're building a new house.
Nice.
And one case where we bought a house on a double lot that was a small house and outdated, tore it down and building 2 new houses. So we are actively improving the neighborhoods, and we work mostly in Seminole Heights and in South Tampa. In fact, we got a house on Empedrada that we just finished. It's a $499,000 house.
Beautiful.
A 3-2 with an in-law suite.
Very popular.
And it's available, right now. We just finished that, and I hope to sell it in the next month.
Now, what's your strategy? Do you look to try to go word of mouth with it, or do you look to an agent to help you get MLS exposure? What's your strategy?
And I'll answer that question gingerly with an agent.
You know where I'm going. You know I'm going to ask for it. I'm just kidding.
About 2/3 of the houses we sell, we sell without an agent, but not because we're actively selling without an agent, but because while we're working on them, we have a sign up front saying we're working on this house and it's going to be for sale one day.
Everybo's running over there.
Yeah, and so we get activity, and so it's a brand new house when we're done. Basically, this house down in South Tampa is built in the 50s, but we redid everything. The air conditioner is the only thing we didn't have to do because it was in good shape, but new roof, new floors, new everything. We moved some walls, brand new kitchen and bathrooms. So as the neighbors see that getting done, then they're bringing other people over to look at that. But when we're done, we'll list a house for about a week or two on our own.
Coming right up on a break. Let's go into that story when we come back, Jerry. And stay with us. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show and RealEstateRadioTampa.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Be limited to just 1 or 2 options. With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a former USF football player. Real excited that we're back in season. I'm talking to some of my friends at USF, talking about a 10-win season around USF facilities, and big things happening over there. I played on the inaugural team under Coach Levitt, the former football coach there at the University of South Florida, current Colorado Buffalo coach, and just a great guy. And he was on our show. Just want to remind you, check out our YouTube channel. A lot of great interviews, great information there, and that's what we want to do. We want to be your resource here as the Real Estate Quarterback Show. I want you to think of this show as the hub of your financial wheel, with each spoke extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners. Over 80 show partners now with the show that we bring on, and we educate you, we entertain, and it's all about helping you, giving you a helicopter view of the market and helping you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice, making you more street smart out there. And sometimes you want to huddle up, call an audible, and change the game plan up, and it's something that we can help you do that with the show here. And so we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio. This segment is brought to you by Target Surveying, the official surveying partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, as well as shout out to Florida Firearms Academy on the Consumer Quarterback Show, talking about concealed permit carry, self-defense, which is so relevant these days with the things that we're seeing in the news. So you got to protect yourself, protect your family. Big shout out to Florida Firearms Academy over there in Oldsmar, close to the Oldsmar Flea Market. And the property, hot property of the month, Hillsborough property here is 414 South Royal Palm Way in Tampa, Beach Park community, 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, over 4,800 square foot heated, and listed at $1.195 million. And had a great opportunity. I'm going to be on a nationally televised TV show next month coming up. So I've signed an NDA. I can't talk a lot about it, but really interesting. I'll let you know when I can. And it's going to be on a major network, and a couple of my $1 million listings are going to be featured. So really cool opportunity. Great show highlighting all of Tampa Bay real estate. So real excited. Things happening out there. And let's go back to our story. The first segment, we were talking with Keyur with Synergistic Funding. He brought in Jerry Britt of Sealmaster, giving a client testimonial of how he actually helped increase cash flow into his business and helped him tremendously. And you were kind of talking about a story, and then after that, we're going to move over and talk to Mike Banner, reverse mortgage specialist here in Tampa Bay, partner of the program.
You bet. And I want to throw back to where you were mentioning being a quitter. Yeah. And I am in training to be a quitter. Mm-hmm. I'm in my 50s. I got 2 grandkids, and my son, for a good job, had to move out of the area, so I have to get on a plane to see my granddaughters. And so I'm in training to be a quitter.
There you go.
I want to spend more time there.
That's right.
And in fact, all through high school and college, I was a cross-country runner, and I've quit that now. But I used to do a speech back then that talked about how quitters never lose.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you're winning, you keep playing. But if you're losing, let's just quit. But I want to be a quitter in my business, and I am working towards that in Sealmaster. And in my 365 property partners, mentioned about real estate agent. Well, while we're doing the work, we attract a lot of attention in the neighborhood. So we will often try to sell it ourselves with one open house, a little bit of campaigning ourselves. But I don't want to be the expert at everything.
Right, exactly.
If I did, I'd be working 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I want to bring in experts to do the job. So if we can sell the house quickly and easily after we've rehabbed it, then we do that. But if we can't, then we bring in an agent and get somebody who that's their professional job, because I want to forget about that house, quit focusing on it, and I want to go look at the next house and be working on the next project. We have 5 different projects going on at one time. I don't have time to be the real estate agent and the guy swinging the hammer and everything else at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's because of partnerships that, with Keyur and with Advent IRA that we're connected with and things like that, that I'm able to do so many different things because I've partnered with good professionals to do their jobs, and I just do my job.
Yeah, you focus on your vital few. What are your vital few functions that you can focus on every day, that you can polish, you can get better at, you can improve on, and then let your partners and other folks in your organization focus on those other tasks that they're better at. Those are their vital
Absolutely. And that's been my strength throughout my career, is to hire people who are smarter and better than I am.
There you go. That's right. Surround yourself with great people and implement that culture. That's what we're working on as well with our show and our brokerage. But let's go ahead and shift gears. We'll talk reverse mortgages. It's one of the most misunderstood financial instruments in all of finance and business. It's it's set forth by the Reagan administration back in the 80s, and we've got an expert here. He actually teaches courses on reverse mortgage to other real estate professionals, lawyers, and others. So
certified financial planners, long-term care providers. Not only is reverse mortgage continue to be misunderstood, even though we're probably in the best press cycle the last 12 months. If you Googled reverse mortgages in the last 12 months, you have Kiplinger's saying it could be the savior of seniors America. You have the Boston College saying that. You have the long-term care world saying that. Now we have our first, as I showed in the beginning, our first Nobel Prize winning economist saying that reverse mortgages could actually solve the global retirement process or crisis. And before we get into a normal example, because in all fairness, it's a real estate show, and hopefully there's lots of people listening that are professional real estate agents and that want to buy a house. So before we talk about what we niche in, which is the purchase reverse mortgage, it's really important that people realize, please do look up this article, Google it. It's Robert Merton. And if you don't want to Google it, contact Brandon here at the show or me at mbanner@pmanow.com. I'll send it to you, because he says he hits the nail on the head. And when a Nobel Prize winning economist says the same thing Mike Banner says, For some reason, they pay attention to him. They pay little attention to me. I think it's that Nobel Prize thing.
He probably has something in his corner.
Yeah, something. I just can't decide what it is. But he puts the nail on the head, and that's what people don't realize. There's nothing emotional about reverse mortgages. You like it, you don't like it. It's scientific. It's medical. People are living longer.
Yeah.
Longer lifespans mean you need more money.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is, home equity, whether you do a reverse mortgage or a regular mortgage or a line of credit, about 2% of this country is capable of retiring between 62 and 65 and having enough cash reserves to live a great life till they die. The other 98% have to figure it out. So you're going to use your home equity. Right. Now, I'm biased. I'd rather take a home equity loan that has no payments while you're alive.
There you
go. Call me crazy. But whether it's reverse or forward, longer lifespans, and we're getting longer all the time, scientific breakthroughs, medical breakthroughs, demands that America looks at as housing wealth.
Right.
That, forget the word equity. I love when my friends come over and go, yeah, I have $500,000 equity in my house. Oh, that's great. My family and I are going on a cruise next month. You want to come? Oh, we don't have the money for a cruise.
Right.
Well, you have $500,000 in equity.
How do you access it?
Can't pay that at the travel agent for some reason.
That's right.
So again, access that equity. Use your housing wealth.
Right.
So, of course, in the next segment, we got about 3 minutes left on this one.
Yep.
You want me to give the purchased example? Or?
Yeah, if you can.
All right, here we go. The purchase example to my real estate friends and to our clients outside that are 62 and above. In 2009, as part of HERA, the Housing Economic Recovery Act, that 12,000-page monstrosity of a bill that was going to save America, and we know how good that did. But 12 pages of that 12,000-page act created an entirely new reverse mortgage. The HECM for purchase. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, a reverse mortgage is a nickname. It's slang.
Right.
It's a HECM, HECM, home equity conversion mortgage, but popularly known as the reverse mortgage. Well, the purchase reverse mortgage is for people 62 years old and above to purchase a house with no payments. All the commercials that you see on TV, of course, the Fonz, Robert Wagner, of course, that great congressman that I absolutely loved until we lost him a few months ago. He was a great guy. Now we have Tom Selleck, doing reverse mortgage commercials.
Really?
Yeah, he just started a couple of weeks ago. We have I Dream of Jeannie. Barbara Eden just signed a contract.
Nice.
And we'll be doing reverse mortgages. So if you have no equity, she'll just do this, and soon you'll have equity. It's just amazing. But those commercials lean towards the needs-based product. Oh my God, I don't have enough money. I better get one of those reverse mortgages.
Right.
And even though we love those commercials, it brings us national recognition. It also keeps that cloud. Oh, I'm not broke. I don't need a reverse mortgage. Today's reverse mortgage is a retirement planning tool. It's to stop you from being broke. Yeah. But back to the HECM for purchase. Somebody moves wherever they're from in Ohio, Michigan. They're shoveling snow, every winter going, got to move to Florida. They finally come here.
Yep.
They look at a house that they sold their last house for approximately, let's use a number, $400,000. They come see you, Brandon, and say, look, we have $400,000. We have money in our portfolio. We're not poor people, but my financial planner said, just use the money we just made on our house that we sold, and Brandon, find us our dream retirement home.
Yep.
We have $400,000. Brandon shows them 2-3 homes for $400,000. They don't like any of them. This one, the pool is old. This one, the kitchen looks like, Mama Brady used to live there with orange formica and green tile. This one, the trees aren't big enough. This one's not in a nice safe zone. Brandon, we don't like anything for $400,000.
Yep.
So Brandon walks in and shows them a $500,000 house. And with 30 seconds remaining, we're not going to get through this scenario. But what we're going to probably have to continue on the next segment. How can Brandon get them this $500,000 house without them having to have a mortgage payment and still save them a couple of $100,000 in liquidity?
We're going to have to answer that question when
Absolutely.
we come back. So, yeah, good teaser there.
Segue.
So stay with us here. We're going to come answer that question. We're going to talk more about reverse mortgages, and we're going to enter our lightning round. So don't touch that dial. You're listening to Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradiotampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. And this segment is brought to you by Hula Bay, the official restaurant partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Great waterfront ambiance located on Tyson down in South Tampa. Awesome food, awesome sushi, waterfront ambiance. Go say hello to Mike Finnegan and let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you for a free water with lemon. He's going to hook you up. He's going to take care of you down there. And we love our restaurant partner down there, Hula Bay. Awesome food. And so we're back here in studio, live from iHeartRadio, talking with Mike Banner, Reverse Mortgages. And he's got a great, interesting story that he's talking about how you can access this reverse for purchase. And before we jump back into that, I want to give the featured property. We've got a property here at Tanagerside Road in Lithia, 5722 Tanagerside Road. This property is 4-bedroom, 3-bath, over 3,200 square foot heated, and it is in beautiful Fishhawk. 4-bedroom, 3-bath pool home, over 3,200 square foot, $459. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, Mike. So we're kind of coming down to how this reverse mortgage for purchase, this program, the home equity conversion mortgage, can work on a purchase.
Absolutely. Quick scenario just from the break of the last segment. Somebody came down. They had $400,000 they just made on their home up north. They're out with Brandon or one of his associates looking at homes. They don't like anything for $400,000. Again, let me stress, these are not poor people. Oh my God, what can I afford? They have money in their IRAs, 401ks, assorted retirement accounts. But again, good advice. Only spend what you made on your last home. Don't go into your cash reserves. They don't like any of the $400,000 homes. Brandon walks them into a $500,000 home. What happens, Brandon, when you walk them in there?
They're going to love it.
They love it. And they go, oh, my God, you can get this for us for $400,000? Brandon says, hell no, we can't. It's a $500,000 house. Well, I don't want a mortgage. I don't want to take $100,000 out of my equity. Enter the purchase reverse mortgage.
Right.
Now, let's fast forward 30 to 45 days. We're at the closing. The client bought a $500,000, a $500,000 dream retirement home. They would have settled, correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, for one of those $400,000 homes because they want to move to Florida.
They could have.
It's the retirement capital of the world. Hopefully, they probably would have settled, but instead, they bought their dream retirement home from Brandon. They're telling everybody in the world he's the best realtor in the world. That's number one. So we've achieved their goal and got more referrals for the real estate agent. Number two, we achieved their goal of no monthly payment for the rest of their lives because it's a reverse mortgage. So you've achieved their second goal. Again, he's the god of real estate agents. They're sending them all his friends. Number three, when they met Brandon 45 days ago, they were going to write a check for $400,000. In the reverse mortgage world, if you're in your early to mid 60s, you have to put half down on the house. The house was $500,000. So they came to closing with $250,000. Again, when they met Brandon, they had $400,000 to spend. I'm sorry, are the clients putting $150,000 back in their retirement account because they didn't spend it? Thanks to Brandon bringing up this mortgage. And then there's one more thing for my favorite capitalists in the world, real estate agents. I'm sorry, is your commission based on a $400,000 sale, like when you met them, or a $500,000 sale? With a clear conscience, a 25% increase in commission, you got them their dream retirement home, and they have no payments.
It's a win-win.
Only in America.
It's a win-win, baby. I love it.
It is.
Yeah,
and we do them all the time. But real estate agents, God bless them, they are having a problem grasping this theory.
Yeah.
You know, teaching a real estate agent, no disrespect intended, something new.
Yep.
Kind of difficult, being polite here. Okay. But when the real estate world wraps its arms around this, especially here in the retirement capital of the country, where the average age of a person in Florida, what is it, Brandon, 112, 115?
Something like that.
So, I mean, children in Florida qualify for reverse mortgages.
Yeah.
We should be doing this here.
Yeah.
And it's life-changing.
Yeah.
What is that extra $150,000 doing for those people 20 years from now?
Right.
Is it their long-term care? Is it that extra cruise? Is it helping the children or grandchildren? It's a life-changing event when you do this for them.
It's the compounding effect. You're able to take advantage of compound interest, and it's going to be, magnified, as the years go, and the rates are, going to compound even more. All right, let's go ahead and enter our lightning round. All right, lightning round. Top consumer tips, things to do, things to avoid. Keyur, you're up first.
I'd say as a small business owner, when you check your mail, you probably see a lot of fast funds, and we can get you this and get you that.
Yep.
Be careful when opening those and acting on those, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to put you in a worse scenario than you are, or if you're in a good position, it's going to throw a little wrinkle in there. So if you're interested in funding and you want to have questions, give us a shout, and we'll guide you in the right direction.
All of our expert contributors are at realestateradiotampa.com. Just click the link, you'll see partners, you'll see all of our links. Top consumer tips, Jerry.
Hey, if you don't need money, go to the bank. If you do need money, go see Keyur.
There you go.
If you have gray, worn-out asphalt and you'd like it to be black again, come see us at Sealmaster. We'll connect you with a professional that can do it right.
Awesome.
And I didn't mention this earlier, but if you've got a beat-up, run-down house you'd like to get rid of, call me. I'd love to come take a look at it and make you a cash offer.
There you go. There you go. Love it. Mike Banner.
All right, my tip of the week is a little different, but it's something I've always lived by, which is to everybody out there, professionals, consumers, this is my philosophy. Always be yourself.
Love it.
Unless you can be Superman, then always be Superman. That's what you should do.
Josh likes that one.
He means Batman.
Superman, give me a break. Give me a break.
Having a little fun.
A billionaire with toys.
And, my consumer tip would be the discipline. Try to, in your business, in your personal life, develop the discipline of clear thinking. Think of it as a bucket of silt. You got a bucket of dirt, and, you shake it up, it's going to be cloudy, right? You let that bucket sit, and the silt's going to fall to the bottom. The water's going to clear up. And, people are so busy. I kind of relate it to our life these days. I sometimes joke about it being a texting, tweeting, and twerking world that we live in. It's people are busy. Their iPhones, they're Facebooking, and all that kind of stuff. Running. But Thomas Edison said one of the greatest of all is the discipline of thinking is the hardest of all disciplines, is a quote from Thomas Edison. And the idea too as well is think on paper, write it out. Any major decision, especially involving relationships or money, is, write it on paper, pros, cons, costs, people, assets involved. And the rule is normally fast decisions are wrong decisions. So develop the discipline of clear thinking, which is crucial to your success. All right, let's go around the horn again. Top consumer tips, things to do, things to avoid. Keyur, Synergistic Funding.
Separate those expenses from business and personal. Again, I said that in the past, and it couldn't be. I can't say it enough. That is the number one thing, and when it comes to obtaining credit or cash injection, you have to be able to differentiate your personal and your business expenses.
And on a legal note as well, if people can pierce that corporate veil if you don't do it. So that's important. That's on a legal note. If you're mixing the finance, a good attorney is going to say, hey, he's using this as a personal spending account. Why should he have protection from an LLC, S corp, etc.? So great point. Separate business and personal expenses. It's as simple as pulling out that personal card where you're doing something that's personal, and vice versa. So Jerry.
Yeah, and I got that advice years ago, thankfully. But plan to be a quitter.
There you go.
If you have a business, plan how you can quit running that business. And if you have a job, lay enough aside, buy real estate, own your own home, have your equity in your home that you can get a reverse mortgage later.
Yep.
Plan to be a quitter.
That's right. I like that. Yeah. And the more that you can focus on key strategies, areas that you can move the needle forward. As an entrepreneur, there's a lot of distractions, as we talked about. A lot of people mistake activity for productivity these days. Hey, how many Facebook likes did I get? How many Instagram followers do I have? Those things are neat. It's interesting. It's kind of cool to see that instant gratification of a cool post. But, is that really putting money in your pocket as a business owner? I like that. So the more you can do that, the more you can focus on moving your business forward, moving the needle, bringing in and that money, and then that way you have money to separate the personal and business, right, Keyur?
Absolutely.
So, all right, Mike Banner.
Surround yourself with people that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I spoke to an incredible potential
Batman.
Superman, Josh. Oh, my God. Okay. See what the youth of America is coming to? Batman. Can he fly? No, unless he's attached to something. Okay. I spoke to a potential client today who is such a wonderful person, but her friends told her maybe she shouldn't get a reverse mortgage. I said, are any of your friends financial planners? And she went, no. I said, what are you listening to them for? So surround yourself with people you trust, positive people as well. But when they're going to give advice, remember, I don't know who said this, free advice is always worth what you pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of the things I really love about coming in here to this show, because I've sat here with real estate agents, I've sat here now with an asphalt person, but no matter who you have on this show, they are people. Yes, we make a living doing this. There's nothing reason to be ashamed of what we do. But they're always helping people have a better life.
That's right.
And every one of your 80 partners, it really is incredible. From the maids to the food people to the chiropractor, again, realtors, mortgage people. I always get to sit here with people that if somebody uses their services, they have a better life. That's a cool thing. I love being here.
Great note. Thanks for ending on that note, Michael. I really appreciate that. I want to thank Keyur with Synergistic Funding coming in, small business alternative loans. Jerry Britt, Sealmaster, real estate investor. Mike Banner, reverse mortgage specialist. Thanks for coming in. And I want to thank our listeners, our viewers out there, all the team behind the scenes making things happen. Real excited about the momentum we have here with the Real Estate Quarterback Show and Platinum MVP Realty. A lot of cool things happening. And I want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.